Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for September 22nd, 2024. So this week was pretty quiet. I just worked, and then Friday I had off, so I had a little 3-day weekend. I did not get to go to Pals with my dad because he is still having testing positive for COVID. So he's feeling really good, and he just has like a slight tickle cough or something every once in a while, but really he's doing pretty good. He just doesn't want to be around other people. No, and even my mom is staying far away from him. So so we didn't do that. So I had a really quiet weekend. It's been really nice. I didn't do a whole lot except read. I went out like once a day. Like I went out for lunch on Friday and I went out for lunch on Saturday. And today I went grocery shopping. So I haven't done a whole lot, but it's been really nice. I had this whole list of things I could do around the house and I haven't done any of them. Anyway, it's kind of how that goes. So it's been really nice. I've had a really nice weekend, but I have to go to work tomorrow. Ugh. Anyway, so I think that's kind of it on that. Oh, garage real quick. The contractor wanted to go with somebody else because of the way the quote came back from the first place. So he is trying a second place that he thinks that would be better for us. So we will see. My brother and I are just getting tired of this. We just want the garages done. And I mean, we want it done right. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I meant. I just meant we just want to have a quote and a date, and let's just move forward. And we haven't yet. Anyway, so still working on that. So other than that, there's nothing else going on. My cats are running around, so if you hear them, they're chasing each other. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I finished, the ones I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week. I have so many books that I want to read, and it's just like September is coming to an end, and I haven't read a whole lot this September compared to other months. The last few months I've read so much, and I think I just needed a breather month to kind of just kind of slow down a little bit, and not read every night when I got home, not read every, while I was at work, as listen to audiobooks when I'm at work the whole time. I didn't have time for all that, or haven't made time for that. So it's been kind of nice. But of course, I have this whole stack of books I still want to get to by the end of the month. So I have a whole bunch in my want to read. So we'll see what happens. But I do want to mention 2 books that I have decided to DNF. One is For Now and one is Forever. So I have made the hard decision to DNF the Necroscope series by Brian Lumley. I adore the first 8 books because they are so much of my childhood. I started reading Necroscope at 14. Which is kind of blew my mind because I wasn't really prepared for what I got. But these horror vampire novels that have people with psychic abilities and there's a sci-fi element to it too, but gets more prevalent later in the books. But I don't want to mention that. But the point is, this was like a different vampire horror novel than the rest of the stuff that I was reading at the time. I did adore this series in its time, I think. But now it's many decades later, and I don't like the writing style anymore. And I don't want to go back. Like, I guess I enjoyed those the first 5 books with Harry, who is the Necroscope, and his story. And then there's 3 books that are a continuation that kind of go more in that sci-fi element, which were fantastical. Like, they were so weird and out there, but they were fun. Also huge. They're all gigantic books. I enjoyed the first 8 books. And then now coming back decades later, I don't care enough to go back, I guess. And it's not, I don't think it's fault. I think it really is just I waited too long. And I had this book on my shelf for decades. So I am going to DNF the Necroscope series, which again, technically I probably had a DNF this many years ago and just never actually did it. So I'm going to get rid of all the books that I have that are not the main 8 books in my head. The 5 books with Harry, the Necroscope, and then the 3 books that continue on, the Blood Brothers. So it's sad, but some eras have to end. So back here again, all the ones here are the ones that I've read. The ones that are behind it are the ones I haven't. So I will get rid of all the stuff that's behind there. And there's no reason to keep them because I'm not going to read them. But I'm going to keep the main series because you never know. That one I might reread. at some point. I don't know if I will, but there's a nostalgia thing, so they're going to stay on my shelf. And then the other book I'm going to DNF is, and this one is a For Now. So this is just going to go back on my shelf. I'm not putting this on the card of shame because if I do come back to this, I will restart it. And that is 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater. So I've been looking at my card of shame and going, well, what books are on there that I could just read, like start where it's at? And almost none of them are, they're all books I have to restart. So I think I'm going to clear, as I said, the card of shame this year. I'm going to clear that almost completely off, I think. And only books that technically I could just read from where I stopped will I keep on there to try to get them done. But this one isn't working for me right now. It's Regency Fairy Tale, book 2 by Olivia Atwater. Half a Soul is still one of my favorite books. I love that book. Was it last year or the year before? I just adored that book. And this is in the same kind of Regency era, but different characters and stuff. And we're following a maid who has kind of a crush on her employer's son, and Faye that kind of is trying to make a deal with her to help her get him, and it has to do with making him a suit, and with 10,000 Stitches. Anyway, I think this would be good. I just can't get past the beginning. I read 40 pages, I think twice now, and I still can't get past it. So I'm going to put this back on my shelf for now. I'm not ready to completely to unhaul it. I've tried to audiobook this. I've tried to read it physically. I keep trying, and it's just not the time to me. Every time I pick it up, it just isn't the time. So I'm just going to put it back on my shelf for now and deal with those at a later date. So those are those two. Sorry that took so long to go through those, but now we're going to talk about the books that I finished. And the first one I finished was The Awakening by Nora Roberts. This is the first book in the Dragonheart Legacy. So I have read several of her Paranoras, or the ones with fantastical elements. Again, she writes a lot of romantic suspense and again, and J.D. Robb and stuff like that. But these are more her fantasy takes. Most of them are urban fantasy, kind of light witchy ones kind of thing. You know, there's some kind of magical, there's something fantastical about this. And so this one we're following Bryn, who lives in Philadelphia, and she's very much in debt from trying to become a teacher. And so she is living kind of paycheck to paycheck. And she and her mom do not have a good relationship, which might stem from when her father left, or when they got divorced, and then her father left when she was about 10. And there's a lot of stuff to do with that kind of comes out, so I'm not going to give any of that away. But this has to do, this is a portal fantasy, so as I said, I don't want to give a lot away because the beginning was so fantastic. This was high 5-star read. I would say the first 100 pages. I was just addicted. Like, this was so good. And then it kind of eased off, and it was kind of more into the, getting to know what's going on. And there's even a training montage later. Like, I was just things going on. Because, again, this is a portal fantasy, so there's a bad guy. There's things going on in this other world, and she is connected to that somehow. And but the first 100 pages was written so well. Like, it was so, you got to know her and her friend, her best friend Marco, and their relationship. And it was just the best friendship I've read in so long. Like, I love Marco like to death. Like, I want him as my friend. He is so awesome. And the way he stands up with her, and is there for her and stuff. And so things happen, and she gets to go to Ireland. And he goes with her, and then things happen after he leaves when she's trying to make a decision about what to do with her life, kind of thing. And I really enjoy this. So it dropped from the 5-star down to a 4, but the beginning is still so fantastic. The end was really good. I didn't expect some of the things that happened in the end of this, because again, it's a trilogy. So we'll be following Bryn in the next books. Not all of Nora Roberts' paranormals, these fantasy ones, do they They a lot of times will follow different couples in each book, but I'm pretty sure we're going to keep following the same main character because her story isn't done at the end of this book. So I don't know. We'll see. The Becoming is the next book, and I hope to pick it up before the end of the year. I'm hoping to finish the whole series before the end of the year, but let's be honest. Let's make sure I want to read at least the next one. But I did read this one. I really, really enjoyed it for Portal Fantasy. The very beginning, just her relationship with Marco and how things that happen during those 100 pages when we have to deal with her mother and things. I was crying on page like 34. I mean, again, and again, there's one part at the end where I got kind of teary eyed too, but it was all to do with Marco and the friendship. I just adore that friendship. So I'm really excited to continue this, hopefully fairly soon. It probably won't be October. It probably will be November. So we'll see or unless, things happen in October, we'll see what happens. But I really enjoyed that first book. I did finish my reread of Empire Grass by Tad Williams. I did this by audio by Andrew Wincott. He is so good for the audiobooks. Anyway, so this is a reread. I read this back when it came out. I read it early 2020 because it came out in 2019. So I didn't read it right when it first came out, but I read it a little bit after that because I had to reread the other book anyway. So this is the continuation of, this is book 2 in The Last King of Ostenard, which is the series that follows Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn, as I keep saying, which is my favorite epic fantasy series. So this was fantastic as I remembered. This is actually better than I remembered because I remembered having issues with a few things, and I still could see why I had a few of this is multi POV, like there's so many POVs in here. We're all across Ostenard. We're all at different places. There's a lot of political stuff going on. There's a lot of fantastical things going on. There's something going on with the Norns. I don't know what they're doing, but what they just did at the end of this book was just epic. He has epic cliffhangers on every book. So I was really excited that I got this done. It did take me, a week to read or listen to, but I really enjoyed it a lot. And as I said, I have one more, which I'll show you, that I have to reread before I can get to book 3, Into the Narrow Dark, which is a plan for October because the 4th book comes out in November. And I'm picking that up as soon as I physically get that. So anyway, so I really enjoyed that epic fantasy. It is one of the only epic fantasies right now that I am able to read because it's Tad Williams. So that's how it goes. And then you know what? I did flip these around. I read this first. All these. I forgot. I finished this on Friday. This is what I finished earlier in the week. Sorry, I'm so confused. Oh, I don't want to re-film all that. Sorry. Okay, let's just rewind. The Nora Roberts I started after I finished this early in the week. I think I finished this on Monday. Grave Importance by Vivian Shaw is book 3 in the Dr. Greta Helsing series. So this is an urban fantasy series following Greta, who is the doctor of the undead. So she deals with a lot of creatures like banshees and vampires and mummies. And she is asked in this book, this is book 3, and she is asked to take over as director at this kind of spa for mummies that kind of helps rehabilitate them because, again, they've been wrapped and they're very fragile, but they get different kind of diseases and things because of mold. So it's just funny. This is a great urban fantasy that, again, looks kind of old-timey, like historical fantasy, but it is actually modern day. This went in directions I did not expect, like apocalyptic near the end. It was so weird. Like, there is certain things that happened, and one of our characters was hurt, and he has to go spend some time in hell. It's just, again, these ones have, like, characters from other stories, like Rathvern from The Vampire by John Polidori from his story, as well as Varney the Vampire from that Penny Dreadful, but they're very much changed. They're just lightly connected with those. It was more interesting in the first book because I didn't really know enough about them And I have read The Vampire by Polidori, but I am planning to try to get to Varney, hopefully by the end of the year. We'll see. I'm hoping in October. We'll see how that goes. But it's just, they're fun characters. And again, it's like a friendship group. So found family is pretty much a big deal in here. But they're all like creatures of the dead are kind of connected to that. Vampires. There's demons. There's angels. There's all kinds of weird things. And as I said, mummies are a big deal in this one. It was a fun ride. And I said, I finished it up, I think Sunday or Monday. I can't remember what day now I did. I really enjoyed it. There is a short story that came out this year. So this one came out in 2019, I believe. And so there hadn't been a new book, you know, in all that time. And then, A Bitter Waters is an ebook I have. It's about 120 pages or so. So I was hoping to get to it this month. I don't think that's going to happen. But if I get to it by the end of the year, then I'm caught up on the series, because a new book 4 is coming out next year. So I will definitely be getting that. I don't know if it's coming out in paperback. I'll just get it. But if it's a hardback, then I might just get it from my library at first. To get that. But anyway, so this series is continuing, which I'm really excited about now that I've read to the end of this one. I do want to read more about them and things to go on, because this was really good. So I really am enjoying this series. So as I said, I have Bitter Waters to read, and then I'll have to wait for book 4, but I will be almost caught up on that series. So sorry about had those all kind of out of order. I didn't flip them. I set them on my little table here next to my chair, and the bottom one is usually the book I finish first, because that's where I stacked it. I started stacking it when I forgot to flip the thing. Anyway, so books I am in the middle of, or ones I'm reading right now. I've started my reread of Gold by Raven Kennedy. This is book 5 in the Plated Prisoner series. So I think they're up. Yeah, the other way. I almost started from the beginning, but I read these all last November, December, when Gold came out. So I decided not to reread the whole series this year, because I just didn't have time. So, but it'll definitely happen in the future, because I adore the Plated Prisoner series. This is my favorite. I think it's my favorite, what I would consider, you know, fantasy romance or romantasy series. The world in here is just fantastic, of her world building and all the characters. I just adore them. So this again, this is book 5. So there's not much I can say here, but again, the first book, Guild, is following Oren, who is pretty much locked up at this castle. Like, she is there, she's being protected because she is she looks like she's made of gold, and Midas is the king, and that, you know, he's the one with the gold touch kind of thing. So so many things happen in these books. I don't want to get into it, but I'm really enjoying my reread. I'm only about 140 in. I'm actually really reading this on my Kindle, but I do have the physical. So but I'm really enjoying this, because again, this is where it gets kind of fantastical. And hold on, the cat has like spider webs on his tail. I don't know where Truman has been. Oh no, that was Cooper. Sorry. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying my reread. Because Goldfinch book 6, final book in the series, comes out on Tuesday. So I did order a physical copy, but I also pre-ordered it. I also pre-ordered the ebook. So as soon as it drops, I can read that. So I'm hoping to get a good chunk of this done today. And then I don't think I'm going to be ready to start the Goldfinch like right when it drops, but maybe within a day or two. I'm hoping to read it before the end of the week. So anyway, so I'm going to read. So that's kind of one a little heads up on a physical, or, you know, when I'm going to read ebook. Probably. Anyway, but I'm gonna continue my reread of this. I just adore this series. I don't know if I really explained that very well, but I did. I do really love that series. And then I finally picked up A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I've started this back in February. I have been struggling to pick this up, and I think I've discovered what it is. I made a good chunk yesterday. I read about 170 pages. Yeah. Well, yeah. No, 195 pages. Sorry, I was right about 195. So I forgot I read a little bit more at the end of the evening. So I've gotten to, I'm at about 445. So I still have about 180 pages left. I'm still having trouble with this. Like, I have to force it. And again, I have the audiobook until tomorrow at like 9:54 in the morning. So I'm going to try to read the last 3.5 hours on the speed I'm listening at today, but we will see. We'll try to listen to it and get it done. This is just, okay. So I was surprised by that. I liked Court of Thorns and Roses by the end. Like, I got really into the world and I really liked the characters and stuff, and the way things went in that one. And this one, I liked the beginning. I'm not like the beginning. Things were happening in the beginning that were that I was enjoying the reading of, even, getting mad at characters, and stuff. And then we got about, as I said, about 200 some pages in, and it just kind of, the plot took this turn of what they're trying to do throughout this book. And it's just, I don't like the plot. So I love the characters. I love the world building. I like the characters are number one. I love the banter of all the characters that we get in here. The budding romance, the stuff, there's stuff that's happening in here. The world is just interesting. But I don't like the plot of what they have to do, nor what they have, like the means, justify the ends kind of thing happened a little while back. And I was like, I'm not happy with the way that went, and I'm not sure how it's going to go from here. I don't know. I'm not having a great time with this. And what's really bad is that I know that I already bought the rest of the series. So I'm kind of like, I want to get caught up on it. And I think the next book that she's writing is the book that comes after A Court of Silver Flames. Isn't that what it is? Something like that. And right now I don't even want to read that book because of the main character, the main female character, because I'm like, I hate her. I don't know when that changes, but right now I don't like her. I still don't like her. Anyway, so it is that. I'm at, I have about 180 pages left of this. So we're going to see if I can get that done today or tomorrow morning before the audiobook is the only reason why I was able to continue with this at the time, because every time I picked it up, I would just set it back down, or I would look at it and go, oh, I should have this. I had the audiobook for, as I said, almost 3 weeks from my library, and I couldn't pick it up. I mean, again, I was listening to other audiobooks, especially when I got to Empire Grass. That was more important to me to do that reread. But I just want to finish this one. I'm not, like, I'm still determined to get through this. I don't know why. Everyone talks about how great this is. And I'm like, okay, well, the characters are good. The banter's good. And again, the romance is pretty good. I just don't like the plot. Anyway. So it's hard. I just have weird feelings about this one. So anyway, I really want to finish this. Oh, the audiobook was done by Jennifer Akita. So she's doing fine. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll see. I'm hoping I can kind of split up the 3.5 hours and try to do that throughout the day. This morning, I didn't have any time since, I've done grocery shopping and done a lot of stuff around, doing this. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm hoping to finish this one so it's done. And then I'm not going to start the next one probably maybe not till December at the earliest. Because I was really hoping to finish all of ACOTAR by the end of the year. But the way I'm going, no. We'll see. As I said, let me try to get through this. I'm gonna really try to get this done in the next... hopefully today, so that it doesn't carry over into tomorrow morning where I have like a couple hours before it's due, because work could be busy because I was off, so it probably will be busy. So I need to get this done today. Well, we're going to try to do that. So, okay, then real quick, I am so bad at real quick. I have a lot of books I have a lot of audiobooks out from the library right now that I want to get to this week. Because again, as I said, is it Tuesday? October starts, and I have like all these things from October I want to do. Spookopoly or Spookopathon was announced, so I want to do that. And so I have so many books. My TBR is out of control, which is why I'm not filming that until next weekend, because I keep changing my mind. Anyway, so there's a couple books that I think I'm going to try to get to. If I can get A Court of Mist and Fury done today for audiobook wise, that's my best case scenario. Because what I really want to do is, let's do this out of order. Let's do the audiobooks first. So I would like to listen to The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen. At least try it. It's on Audible Plus right now. So I would like to just, because it's free. So I want to try it because I guess there's new copies coming out. I bought this one already, but I'm like, they have some pretty new copies coming out. So I want to know if I want to get it and start and read this series. She is an author I have 2 books by. I have this one and A Fate Inked in Blood that I haven't read yet. So I want to at least read The Bridge Kingdom. So that is my next audiobook. So I'm hoping to do that after, as I said, after I get through Akamath, hopefully today. I do have a couple books from the library out that I was hoping to do for series September. I have Do You Want to Start a Scandal by Tessa Dare, which finishes the Spindle Cove series as well as Castles Ever After. I still don't know how it crosses, but if I could read this, I would finish 2 series. So I would really like to finish this one, for during this week. I'd also like to read another Argano Vampire book, which is Hungry for You. And I don't remember what number this is. It's got to be 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like I'm missing a book. I think it's 14, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. No idea for sure. It's in the loads. I'm pretty sure the last book was 13. So I think this is 14. I don't know. But anyway, this is another one. I don't know the characters in here. So it's it's another short audiobook, but it continues a series that I'm trying to get through, which has like 30 some books and I'm only in the teens. So I would like to do that. I also have back from the library Vows and Ruins by Helen Schurer. This is the second book in the Legends of Thesmar series. So I started it end of August, I think. And I had to give it back because I just wasn't getting into it. And I had so many things going on at that time. Whenever I had this. And so I had to get back on the wait list at the library because I returned it. And I now got it back. So I do want to finish this one as well this week. So we'll see. This one's kind of iffy. I still have another week on this. So I could hold that off if I want to. And then I'm hoping that I can get through a lot of those. But I do, by the end of the month, still want to get to Brothers of the Wind by Tad Williams. This is book 2.5 in the Last King of Ostenard series. This is it's kind of more of a prequel to the series because it's talking about 2 of the Scythi brothers and their adventure when a dragon comes to Ostenard in an area that it hasn't been before, or they didn't expect it there or something. Anyway, and it goes badly. Anyway, so this is kind of like one of those like a story that's been talked about within the novels, and then we get the novelization of it. So it's not very long. The audiobook is pretty long for how short this is. It's only, well, again, he has his short novels. This is 260 pages. So for him, that's a short story. Anyway, I love Tad Williams, and he said this is part of the Last King of Ostenard series. So I do need to, this is my last thing to reread before I can read Into the Narrow Dark. So those are all the books. If I physically get through Gold and the Goldfinch, I do still have Pucking Around I want to finish, which I still have 170 pages of this. So I have to read this when I'm in the mood for it. So hopefully it'll be this week. And then maybe if I can get by the end of the month, I'd like to read Grimstone by Sophie Lark because it's really a pretty copy. I just got this and the second book comes out next month. So I'd like to read it before I know if I need to buy it or not. And what all this one says is I think she inherits a mansion from her uncle that might be haunted, and she thinks she might be cursed. I don't know. It just sounds really good, and I just love the copy. Anyway, so I would like to get to this physically before the end of the month too, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So we're gonna try though. So those are all the books. I know it's a lot again, yet and still. I mean the audiobooks. I have too many. I don't know what I'll actually get to this week. It'll depend. I really hope I can finish A Court of Mist and Fury today. And then, as I said, if I get far into, hopefully Gold, I can get done Monday or Tuesday so that I can read the Goldfinch because I'm so excited for the final book in the Plated Prisoner series. And if I get time, I'll try to read some of the other books. We'll see how it goes. So what are you guys reading? How are things going for you? I bought too many books this week, so you'll see that in my book haul. It just kind of exploded. I don't know if that has to do with just my mood or really just, being vacation mode. I don't know. I bought quite a few books. I have to go pick up some books tomorrow because I ordered online on Pals because they had a 20% off used book sale. So I bought a couple books that way. And I bought a couple books here and there. I went to Target. I bought a book, It's been that kind of a week, and I'm waiting for a book to come from Amazon today. So I don't know. I need to stop. Anyway, so how are you guys doing? Hopefully your mind's under control and you don't have my TBR is just gigantic right now. And I just want to read everything, and that's kind of how it is. So that's it. I hope you guys are doing okay. Let me know. Cooper and I will see you later. Bye.